Hi, peace, water family, and we are back to do a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placement reading. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. So wherever this placement is in your chart, stick around and listen, or just hang out if this message resonates with you, or you have one of these signs in your life. You might find some tea. But cross watchers, don't overstep too much, okay? But do show love, subscribe, and like. We all have love and acceptance in this community, so we're not going to judge our air signs. We know everybody has their own feelings. So we're just talking about that in TikTok. Geminis are not liked, stereotypically, that is. I love them personally. But we're going to go ahead and start with a prayer. I do want to remind you to connect with me on my socials that are linked in my description box below if you are interested in booking a personal private reading. And do engage. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if this message resonates with you. And let's see what your last week of April looks like. So thank you, Most High God, for using me as a conduit of truth, clarity, and unconditional love. I ask for you to shield and protect me and my Water Herd collective that tunes into this reading to receive the clarity and guidance that they need at this time. Thank you for also protecting me from any harmful and negative vibrations that try to disrupt or distract me from this purpose. So it is. Amen. All right, let's jump into it. So what's going on this last week? How are you feeling this last week, air signs? Let's find out. What is this last week? What is it putting on your heart? Okay, so air signs, you could be guided to take some more time to daydream or fantasize or imagine. Or you could just be in a fantasy with something or somebody. So important to, be realistic about, expectations around a certain situation or person. This last week, you might be feeling like something's too good to be true, and perhaps it might be. Okay, so just be careful of falling into schemes and manipulation and things that just, are just too glittery, but, they're bullshit. So that's what I feel. It also could just be healthy for you to just reconnect with your creative energy. I'm feeling for some of you to get back connected to your imagination and, really work on expressing some of these ideas, whether it's through writing, art, music, whatever your medium is, delve into that. And also use this as a way to imagine the world or reality that you are wanting to create. So it might be a good time to make a vision board or even, just visualizing the life that you want to live and have. And, what is it? Who does it require you to be and become? Sorry, I'm over here watching TV. I'm like, yeah, spirit's just falling through. All right. What other feelings? I'm watching a music video. Whoever's interested, he's crying because he lost his girl. All right, so I'm kind of getting a download from this for some of you air signs. You could be separating from somebody this week. You could be feeling, like there's a lot of arguments or things going on that are really fantasy based, like not anything real. It's just kind of like in your imagination type of arguments, type of fights. So yeah. And you also, or somebody could also be fantasizing about somebody else and kind of getting distracted from their goals or a relationship that they're in. But if you are single, okay, then this is just warning you to be wary of falling into manipulation and things that are just more fantasy based. They're not realistic. They're not practical. They're not, really the right qualities for you to build something long term with or do for a long period of time. If it's a job or a career or an endeavor or a relationship, wherever this applies, just be mindful that this is not another distraction or something to get you sidetracked from your initial purpose, your passion, right? What else do I see the air collective feeling this week? I do feel like, yeah, some of you are probably going to be deciding if you are in a relationship to be single or to withdraw, take some time away for yourself to get some clarity. If you are kind of feeling like you're just not grounded in reality enough about, what it is you are working towards. You could find that you are fantasizing about something more than you're actually doing it, or more than you're actually executing it in some type of way. This can pertain to anything, like I said, but for those in a relationship, this could definitely be about a relationship that you are projecting a fantasy onto and not really accepting the reality that is being shown to you about this connection or person in your life. Now, if you're a single Gemini, I feel like some of you need to just get reconnected. Both of you, single or not, like, need to get reconnected with yourself, because there's a theme here in this last week of just kind of escapism. I feel like it's an escapism where you're trying to fantasize, or you're trying to look for something to distract you and just take you away from maybe feeling lonely, feeling, whatever this void is. Do not use your vices this week. Try to really sit in this discomfort, or embrace this time with yourself, or prioritize time for yourself, so that you can get clear on what you want to do next. This could be possibly reconciling with a person you're with, deciding that you do want to move forward with them, and actually putting in the work to better your partnership. Or, like I said, so you were just going to decide that you've done all you can do, and that at this point you're thinking and fantasizing about other things, opportunities, and it's time to just disconnect and withdraw and choose yourself and just be single, right? um you know don't be afraid to lean into, like, the exploration that yourself is driving you to, because you might need that. um what else is air signs feeling this week? Some air signs could definitely be struggling with pride this week and feelings of rejection. You could be fearing rejection from somebody you want to make things right with. Or you could just, like I said, if you're single, be fantasizing about a relationship, a connection, but like not taking enough action or execution around it because of some issue with your pride, arrogance, just being stubborn, being afraid to put yourself out there, get hurt. Somebody's being very timid and suppressing their feelings around a connection or an opportunity of any kind. Um, where it's like you really want it, you really want to go for it, but there's something that's discouraging you, and this could be this fear of rejection. Some of you guys could have some type of abandonment wound, or something that just makes you in some type of way kind of self-sabotage, because I just feel like whatever this is, for some of you, this is about a particular connection in your life, or this is about, going after a goal. And I just feel like air signs, you're just really struggling with feelings of abandonment, rejection, and just having a lot of irrational feelings and fears. And it's really rooted in this fantasy energy, where it's like the illusions that you're entertaining mentally, emotionally, like they're not real, they're not happening, and they're basically just coming from that ego, that wounded aspect of yourself that's really just trying to guard and protect you from getting hurt. But the downside of that is that it can also block you from receiving, you know, abundance in these opportunities or this connection. Um, yeah. Some of you could just be going through some type of change in your feelings and need to spend some more time alone to really get, grounded on, I don't know. But yeah, apology is here. So I do feel like somebody is going to want to apologize to you, or you're going to be feeling called to apologize to somebody, because somebody wants to right their wrongs, whether this is you, air signs, or somebody that you previously dealt with or are dealing with currently. But yeah, I just see like mistakes are here. So it's like air signs, you're really, oh my God. TikTok and these verifications things are crazy. Like, anyway, sorry about that break. But while you're here, remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment where you're from, connect with me on my medias and my profiles, whatever you want to call it, and book a personal reading with me. I would really appreciate you. Um, Going back to the message though, air signs, I just really I don't know, maybe there's some soul searching I feel like that needs to be done here. There's some deeper things that need to be worked out in your relationship with yourself, and maybe what you are getting a reality check on this week, you will find that there needs to be more self-forgiveness or forgiveness around a person, and less fear, because a lot of this is really irrational. It's really coming from something in your past or something just not healed. And it's definitely creating pride. So it's like, if this is somebody you really want to be with or maintain a relationship with, you're going to have to check that pride. That's what you will find this week, that you're going to have to do something different, and that's be vulnerable. Be vulnerable and be 100% open to love, which means 100% open to heartbreak, 100% open to whatever that comes with. It's not that it will come with heartbreak, but it's like you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You just can't, because this is creating confusion, and somebody in this connection or you, air sign, is unclear, unsure, uncertain, and it's because your ego. You are identifying, or you have identified too much with mistakes. Something about your like feelings of worthiness of love, forgiveness, compassion, you know, something about that is like really affected from something you've gone through. And it's like, it's time to just like either choose to pull away and work on self, or push through these feelings and like open up completely to the love that I do see is around you. But let's clarify with the tarot, because I don't know, like somebody just might not be ready for whatever plans was whatever plans was, you know, made for the future or whatever. Somebody might just not be ready. Yeah, air signs, y'all are definitely in some energy this week where you're processing a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment. Um, some of you could definitely just be feeling abandoned or left behind by a person, an opportunity. Um, but I just feel like a lot of you are dwelling as well too, and this dwelling energy is what's causing you to confuse the present with the past and shit. Like, it's necessary for you to like make space for your own healing, for your own solitude, to really deal with any emotions that you know are not coming from your present time and experiences, but are actually triggers that are taking you back into an old energy, and causing you to feed into some type of fear here. I don't know. But y'all are sad this week. I'm sorry, air signs. Looks like y'all are sad this week, or at least it's going to start off sad. Let's see if it gets better. Four of Wands. This is definitely about an end of a relationship. You could be grieving a loss of a family member or a friendship breakup. You know, it doesn't all have to be romantic, but I do see it's something around unity with others, unity with someone. And I do feel like what's affecting this could be some type of because I'm seeing Page of Cups and King of Cups on the bottom. So Page of Cups is kind of like being in this like, you know, childlike energy emotionally, whereas King of Cups is here to help that younger self, you know, mature and learn how to regulate their emotions and respond in a healthy way to their emotions, and to be observers of their emotions rather than reactors, and things like that. So it could just be some emotional maturity that is trying to happen or needs to happen, because somebody is beating themselves up too much about mistakes or things that they've done wrong, or just feeling like they can't make mistakes without it just being like the end of the fucking world. That's how it feels. I'm like, I don't know, air signs, what's going on? Because your reading is just like, maybe you just think something's not going to happen. Maybe you just think that what you want is just like not going to happen. And I got to remind you guys that what's worth it does not come easy. So, excuse me here. Spirit is telling you need to stand your ground. You need to stand firm on who you want to be, what you want to have, what you want to do. It's time to like fight for something or fall for anything, right? So it's like, are you going to let, this elusiveness, because I just feel like you're just kind of being a little elusive about what you want, how you feel. Like, you got to get clear on that first and foremost. You need to get clear on how you feel, what you want, and to go for it and to commit to that. If you don't feel like you can right now, by all means, unplug, disconnect, do what you got to do to get your own spirit man right and get in tune with your soul first. So I do see just more of that this week. If you lean into that, embracing your soul, and like really meditating, reflecting, praying, just seeking more answers from your soul before you take action, before you make choices. And that way you can, have a clear direction about what you do want to go after. Because once you do get clear, like, you'll go after it and you'll be stronger and you'll have more stamina, I'm hearing, to even endure the obstacles and challenges to get to that fantasy or that dream or goal you have. For some of you, this could definitely be around love, family, somebody you like, somebody that you may have not even told you like yet. If you are single, you might just be kind of behind the scenes in the shadows, not really making a move because you're afraid of this rejection. And you just keep sidetracking and distracting yourself. Others of you who are in a connection, this just looks like apologies, reconciling, reconsidering, however this pertains to you. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody here wants the real thing, wants a solid foundation, wants to really feel within themselves that they're on the right path and they're with the right, doing the right thing, right person, right everything. Like, somebody's just too in their head about that. But ultimately, this is where I do see something that you are invested in going. So if you're questioning if this is a real connection, if this is genuine, is this, what love is what love should be like, you got to know that what's worth it does not come easy. Yes, you got to fight for it. Yes, you got to build. Yes, you got to repair over and over again in a healthy relationship, period. Like, nothing is going to just be fairy tales all fucking day long. If that's what you think love is, you're kind of delusional. Let's be real. A healthy relationship is based on how you repair when you guys have these disruptions, when you have these, disagreements or misunderstandings in connections or mistakes you made. Like, how you repair, how you recover from that is what's going to define the love and the foundation that you build upon. But when you're not repairing, when you're not taking accountability, when you're not certain that this is what you want, you're not going to put that effort into it, nor are you going to see it as worthwhile. So some of you guys got to decide, like, is what I'm investing my energy and time into worthwhile to me, or is it not? Because if it's not, it's definitely time to pull back. But I do see, if you, whatever you are getting an offer of this week, whether it's an apology, reconciliation, just deepening your love and a connection to something or someone, and really, leaning in to this potential, like, I see it's going to go far. 10 of Pentacles. It's going to provide the stability you want. It's going to give you the, relationship and foundation that you want. Like, I do see clarified 10 of Pentacles. Like, this is going to be really good, but, there's definitely some challenges right now, but it's like, clarify the 10 of Pentacles. It's like, a lot of you are just having to I think this is always the message with air signs. I feel like I always end up talking about something with air signs just needing to work on their emotions and how they um, deal with those emotions, how they communicate, how they advocate, how they respond, how they react. Like, working on that emotional side of yourself is really key, because it's like some of you guys feel things and you let these feelings dictate your perception and then dictate your actions. And then it just becomes like you just grow more self-conscious and more just like as if there's nothing ever being repaired. It's like you're just constantly wearing a chip on your shoulder. You're constantly, just wearing this emotional baggage. And it's like, yo, like let that shit go, or like work through it and see what this emotion was teaching you. Now apply it, and you can move forward, right? Um, you're not supposed to hold on to emotions. You're supposed to be in this energy. I see for some air signs, like, yeah, y'all deeply love something or someone who you see as a potential spouse, wife, husband, or this is what you just want. You want like a stable relationship, stable home, stable career. And it's like you just want to do what you love and love what you do, right? And I just see that whatever this is that you're beginning this week, or you're starting fresh with, or you're just kind of, coming into an agreement with this week, you're on the right path. This is leading to growth and expansion in you. So if it's uncomfortable, good. Um, if you're feeling challenged, great. Because I do see this opportunity wherever this applies in your life is definitely shaping you into who you're meant to be. And it's also aligning you with the destiny that you truly do seek and desire, especially if it's home, family, and just expansion and growth in your life, in yourself, all of that. So, trust yourself, but also know what to hold your energy back from. Um, Pick and choose wisely what you invest your energy into. Because I feel like with emotions being all over the place, this hermit is here for you to really be more reflective this week, to look at like, how are my emotions controlling me, and I'm not controlling my emotions, right? Just a food for thought. um but on the bright side, I do see once you kind of get through this hump, or funk, maybe it is water, or what is your signs, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You will definitely you will feel more resilient, I feel like, as this week closes out of this last month of April. I feel like you will feel more resilient. Feel like you will give yourself more grace. So I'm telling you to, because for real, like it's okay. um, mm, yeah, some of you guys are just really unsure about if a connection or a person is your end all be all or not. There's a lot of indecisiveness about if this is the right choice, if this is the right person, only because you're facing challenges, triggers, and emotions, and irrational fears and abandonment and fear of rejection, and just all these things that are just kind of getting in the way. But I do see like this connection has the potential to be, and like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a connection to a job opportunity. But let's say they've been putting you through the ringers and ropes. They might, there might be some fucked up coworkers, people who are just making you second guess if you should be here or not. And whether that's in a work setting or a relationship setting, a friendship, whatever it is, it's like there's just too much like instability in yourself. And it's like this is a call for you to become stable and stand for what it is you want, and advocate and move towards what you want, regardless if those around you seem to be following suit or not, because you being true to yourself is going to align you with the best possible outcome. Okay. So this is where air signs, you will find that you might actually be allowing emotions to cloud your own judgment about things. And it's important for you to make a decision from your higher mind, your higher heart, and stop welcoming confusion. Stop welcoming, this energy of uncertainty. If you started something, if you committed to something, if you chose something, see it through. But if you're coming to a point where you realize that you do need to make a choice of separating yourself so that you can work on things independently, then please be true to yourself in that way as well. Either way, you're on the right path to gaining momentum towards your goals and achieving it. I do see some of you could be making a romantic offer to somebody. If you are single or somebody wants to I feel like heavy on reconciliation. There's some people who just really want to reconcile because there is a true love connection here. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of good energies around this opportunity or connection. But I just feel like there's just too much focus in on just whatever is challenging you personally. And the challenge is not for you to run away or escape or avoid it, but to actually use it as an opportunity to grow, to expand, and to master your emotions, master yourself, and, ultimately take that leap. And like I said, you're going to have to be open-hearted. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Open-hearted means I am going to go all in, whether I get hurt, whether I fall, whether I lose, whether I win. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to have this experience. I'm going to gain as much as I can from it. And I'm going to put my best foot forward and keep moving forward. But some of you need to stop putting your foot in the past. Stop putting your foot like in this place of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Be all in or nothing. All right. That's what you will find this week. Last but not least, let's get some angel messages for you. Air signs. This is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Choices. Wow, literally. That's what we're talking about, making choices this last week. When you worry about decisions, it means your mind is trying to control your life. And that results in choices made from your ego. Oh, that girl be on point. Because that's all what we were just talking about is ego getting in your way. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options. Then let go of your head and choose from your heart. That which gives you greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attune to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then, from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. Affirmation: I choose for my highest good. That is the solution for you this week. This is what you will find. Choices. It's time to make them, and it's time to be in it or get the fuck out. All right. Mwah. Love you.